Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's a boy JPY once again with another video. So today, the video that will be focusing on its introduction to waves. Instant. So today, what we'll be covering is what introduction to waves. So the market moves with waves. In waves, I mean. So you need to be able to understand the concept behind waves. So within the foreign exchange market, we have what? We have two different types of waves. Understand? Two different types of waves. Understand? We have two different types of waves. So what are our two different types of waves? What are those waves? Understand? How do those waves affect the market? So we have what we call impulsive wave. Impulsive wave. Sorry about that. We have what we call impulsive wave, and then we have what we call what? Correctional wave. Understand? So these are our two major waves within the market. So everybody has their own way of defining those two waves. Understand? But then this is how I define my two waves. We have what we call correctional wave, and then we have what we call what? Impulsive waves. So how would one define these two waves? Understand? So I normally tell my students that okay, if you want to talk about correctional wave, I mean impulsive wave, I normally tell them that okay, it's a breakout wave. It's a breakout wave. You understand? And then our correctional wave is a what? It's an opposing. It's an opposing wave, or you can call it what? Opposite. Opposite trend. You understand? So these are the things that you should know that okay, this is how you should define your two different types of what? Two different types of waves. You have what you call impulsive wave and a correctional wave. What is a correctional wave? A correctional wave, it's a wave that is opposing. So about that, this double P here. It's an opposing. It's an opposing wave, and then or it's a what? Also, it's an opposite trend. You understand? So these are the two things that you should know. And then what? A impulsive wave is a what? It's a breakout wave. You understand? So let me just give you an example of what I am talking about. So if you were to draw our things here, okay, let me clean everything here. So as you all know that okay, the market moves how? In trends. Instead, this is what you have now. The market is doing what? Pushing to the upside, downside, upside, downside, downside, upside. You understand? That's how the market moves. But then you need to know something that okay, when through the foreign exchange market, there's a rule that I talk about. Is that okay? It's a WCW. WCW. You understand? Which refers to what? Which refers to a wave creates a wave. You understand? So this is a rule that you should carry out throughout this video. You should not forget this video. I mean, this rule, a wave creates a wave. So what does this basically mean? This basically means what? This basically means that okay, an impulsive wave creates what? Correctional wave. You understand? And then what also? This also means that okay, a correctional wave. Let me just copy this guy. A correctional wave creates what? Creates an impulsive wave. Instead, do not forget this rule because it will help you understand the whole concept behind what? Behind waves. Instead, so let me just give you a clarity behind everything. So as you can see here, that okay, the market is pushing went to the upside. Instead, we have what? An uptrend. So within this uptrend that we introduced to, what do we have? We have our nice, beautiful what? Impulsive movements here. This is our impulsive movement, IMP. And then what do you have here? We have a correctional what? Correctional movement. You understand? So look at this. And then what does it form? It forms what? Impulsive. A correctional wave forms what? Impulsive wave. You understand? So which means that okay, this impulse, what will form? It form what? A correction. And then this correction, what will form? It form what? Our nice, beautiful what? Impulsive movement. You understand? So look at this. So normally what we do is that okay, we have an impulse, we have a correction, we identify our support and resistance. Don't worry guys, I'll teach you how to trade impulsive and correctional waves. Then we have what? Our breakout. This breakout here, This breakout at the zone here is what you call what? Impulsive wave. Is that the market is moving how? Impulsively to the upside. You understand? Then after that, after the market moves impulsively, what is it gonna do? It's gonna oppose the overall direction of the market. The overall direction of the market is what? It's an uptrend. You understand? So the reason why I say a correctional wave is a what? It's a correctional wave. The reason why I'm saying that, okay, it's an opposite. It's an opposite trend is because of, since you can see that, okay, how is the market moving? The market is moving where? To the upside. Now what does it do? It pushes the market to the downside. So this is what it's opposing this guy here, the uptrend. You understand? So after that, what we have a breakout wave, which is what? Our impulsive movement. You understand? So that's how the market moves. Market moves impulsively and correctionally. A wave creates a wave. You understand? A impulsive wave creates what? A correctional wave, and then a correctional wave forms what? Impulsive wave. So now let's talk about how to trade waves. That's the question you should ask yourself. How to trade waves. How to trade waves. You understand? So each and every single thing that I teach, I always tell my students that, okay, we need to have the properties for everything. So what are the properties of a wave? Properties of a wave. Is that the question you should ask yourself? So the first thing that I want you to understand behind a wave is that, okay, you need to do what? Identify the overall direction. Overall direction of the markets. You understand? The second thing that you need to do is that, okay, you need to do what? You need to be able to do what? Identify your support and resistance. You need to be able to identify your support and resistance. The third thing you need to know about, okay, where our wave starts, that's your take profit. So which means that, okay, you need to also have what? Take profit. Take profit. And then we also have what? We also have, let me see, the breakout. Okay, let me say the retest. But then maybe happens, but then we did talk about it. And then the last one, okay, let me think about it. We have, okay, overall direction of the market. We have support and resistance. You need to be able to identify, know where your take profit is, the retest of the market. And then, yeah, always remember the WCW rule. You understand? So let's take for instance that, okay, the market is moving how? To the upside. Then it creates what? Pushes to the downside. Then now we have what? We have this guy here. So let me use the color red. So the first thing you do is that, okay, you look at the overall direction. Where is the market pointing? The market is pointing where? To the upside, which means that, okay, what is the market creating? The market is creating what? An uptrend. You understand? This is what the market is creating, an uptrend. You understand? So within this uptrend that we're having, what do we have now? We have a downtrend at this zone here. It's opposing a downtrend at this zone here. You see, the market is doing what? It's pushing to the upside, to the downside. You understand? So what does this basically mean? This basically means that, okay, now with what we have here is that, okay, we have what? Our correctional wave at this zone here. Instead, this is what we have. And then now what do we have at this zone here? We have our support level, which is our what? Yeah, this is normally our support level. This is our support level, and then this is also what? A resistance level. Instead, I forgot. Oh yeah, there is resistance. Instead, resist. This is your resistance level. You understand? So after that, what you do is that, okay, you have what? Identify the overall direction of the market. What are we doing? We're having what? An uptrend. You understand? Because we have done. Check. Your support and resistance. Check. Your take profit. Listen to this. Your take profit is where the market changes its direction for the first time. You understand? Which means that, okay, from here at the zone, going to this side, this is where we're expecting your take profit to be at this zone here. This is where our take profit is going to be. You understand? So normally what you do is that, okay, you identify your support and resistance. Sorry about that. You will identify your support and resistance. Not him. You identify your support and resistance like this. You have a beautiful nice support and resistance. And then after that, what do you have at this zone here? At this zone here, at this zone here, what do we have? We have your breakout. Instant. This is where our breakout is. Instant. This is the breakout that we have. And then after this breakout, what do we have? We have our take profit where at this zone here, which means our TP here at this zone. You understand? So automatically, as you can see here, that okay, what is happening? This from this zone here, the market will continue what pushing to the upside. Look at this. This is your impulsive movements. Then this is your correctional movement here. This whole thing that is pushing to the downside is a correctional. So now what you have the impulsive movement. You understand? Till the market do what? Break the zone and then continue pushing to the upside. You understand? So this other thing that you should know. A WCW check impulse created what? A correction. You said a correction is gonna a correction is gonna form what? An impulse. Now an impulse is going to do what? Maybe form a correction at the zone. Then the market is gonna continue doing what? Pushing to the upside. You understand? Which means retest. So the market might always after the breakout of the zone, after the zone actually, the market might do what? Also the market might break, retest any of the zones, and then continue pushing to the side, or else it's gonna retest the zone again. After the breakout, you understand? Just to come and respect what this support level, this resistance level to form it what into a support level instead. So these are the things that you should normalize, getting yourself used to them. You understand? So let's move to another. Okay, let me just erase to avoid this thing of tuning up. Another thing that is also important that you should also look at instead. So as you saw that, okay, I was introducing you guys, sorry about that, to that zone using what? Using our support and resistance. Our uptrend. So now we're gonna have what? The market pushing to the downside. This is what it forms. You understand? This is what we have here at the zone here. You understand? Rule number one, what do? You identify the overall direction of the market. Where is the market facing? It's facing to the downside. You understand? Rule number two, what do? You identify the support and resistance. This is where our support is, and this is our resistance is. Rule number three, you identify the take profit, where the market changes direction for the first time. This is where our take profit is. Use a horizontal line to identify the zone. Rule number, other rule that we should also follow, which means we have him checked. We have overall direction, support and resistance, take profit. Now we're gonna look for what? I also forgot what? The breakout, which is also, yeah, the breakout. Number 6, we're gonna have what? The breakout. You understand? So this is where the breakout is going to occur at this zone here. That's where our breakout has occurred. And then the last rule is that okay, you look at what? Our imp, our correction, and then we have what? Our impulse. Instead, then after that, what do we have? We have our resistance level, we have our support level, and then you have the breakout, which forms what? An impulsive movement. Then we have your entry point here at the breakout. Instead, and then you have the overall direction of the market, which is downtrend, which means that okay, this thing, the overall thing here, what is it? It's a correctional wave. Instead, which formed what? An uptrend. You understand? So in a way, once you have the overall direction of the market pushing to the downside, which means that okay, after this correctional wave, we're looking forward to pushing to the downside with the market because of what? We are introduced to more bearish momentum. You understand? Then after that, we might also have what? A retest, like I said, at any of the zones here. Either at the breakout retest, push to the downside, retest here, or this. You understand? And then after that, what do we have? We have the market creating what? A correctional wave after forming what? An impulsive, which means you're looking for what? Correctional waves. Instead. So these are the things that you guys should you should generalize yourself with. You should always be able to see, do, and always kill the market with this thing. You understand? It's always the person to see traders fade into swing trades like this. Let's take for example that okay, how is the market moving? The market is moving like this. Okay, let me just do a proper one. This is how the market is moving. Instead, we have something like this. Something like this. So this thing is simple. What do? You identify the overall direction of the market. Where is the market facing? The market is facing where? To the downside. Instead, which means each and every single correctional wave that we're gonna encounter is gonna break where? To the downside. You understand? What do? You identify your support and resistance. You understand? This is what we have here. So with the support and resistance, what happens after that? We have the breakout at this zone here. At this breakout, it's either you take the trade where? At the breakout. You understand? And then this is what take profit is gonna be. We have the take profit at the zone, which means a take profit has been what? Has been smashed at the zone, you understand? And then after that, what do we have? Which means TP hit, that's where the breakout is. And then this is where our take profit is. And after that, what does the market do? It retested the zone. After retesting, I'm expecting you to do what? To re-enter. You understand? After re-entry, what does the market do? Pushes to the downside. After pushing to the downside, what does it do? It continues to form what? Impulse and correction. You enter here, take profit at the zone. Then, listen to this. It's risky. To want to enter trades here You understand? Because of the market might do what? The market might push into the upside, continue pushing, create what? A W pattern at this zone. As you can see here, okay, we have something like this. So the market might do what? Break at this zone, entry point, take profit at this zone. The market might not push to the downside instead. So it's always risky for you to enter your trades at the breakout. So what you can do is that, okay, you can always try to, because of market makers will also do the most, because they can also break and then retest and continue pushing to the inside. You understand? So wait for the momentum to be strong. Don't be greedy because of you ate from this zone till this zone. Why do you want to take more trades? But then yeah, as you can see, but then once you have the strong selling momentum, you can now see that, okay, now we're gonna do what? Look for more selling opportunities, which means that, okay, you can take a trade here, take another trade here, take another trade where here, take another one at the breakout also. Then the market do what? Creates another impulse and correction. You catch a breakout here, and then what does it do? It does the same thing over and over again. You understand? You can make money through what? Trading impulsive and correctional, because of that's how the market moves. So what I want us to do now is that, okay, I want us to move to our charts, because of it makes sense while it's true, but never makes sense where within the markets. So now let's come back to our markets. So as you can see here that, okay, what I introduced to, I introduced to what? Our Euro USD. Look at this. Question number one, where is the market facing? The market is facing where? To the downside. Instead, as you can see here, that the market is doing what? It's pushing to the downside. And then number two, what do? You look for a what? Correction in impulsive movements. Instead, as you can see here, that, okay, we have a nice, beautiful what? Correctional wave. As you can see here, this is our nice, beautiful correctional wave. Then what do? You take a breakout. After a breakout, this is the retest I spoke about. This is the breakout here at the zone, and then this is the retest that I spoke about. Then the market what? Pushes to the downside, which means where is our take profit? At this zone here, which means take profit has been smashed. After the take profit has been smashed, what happens? The market does the same thing over and over again. Creates what? Our nice, beautiful what? Impulsive and correctional waves, as you can see here. So I chose to be real with you guys because of most of you expecting me to do what? Draw something like this. But then as you can see here, okay, the market broke this zone. You need to be real. It broke and retested. The retest was too much, but then yeah, the market does what? Pushes to the downside. Where is our take profit? Here at this zone. Don't be greedy, guys. Like I said, if you swing a trade at this zone, you're gonna swing, but then where's your take profit going to be? So rather eat till this zone here and then leave your things. Also here at the zone here, as you can see that, okay, what is the market doing? The market is giving us our impulsive and correctional movements. You understand? Our thing, then our take profit is where at this zone. The retest is also here. At this retest, the market did what also? The market gave us what? Our impulse and correction. Then you have two entries now. You lock your profits. Your take profit is expected to be where? At this zone here. The take profit has been smashed. You understand? It's as simple as that, guys. That's how the market moves. That's how the market moves. You understand? So yeah, let's look for another pair that you can trade. Simple one, where everything is just here. So these are the analysis that I'm currently making now. Okay, let's come to this one. So as you can see here, that, okay, what is the market doing also? The market is also doing what? It's pushing to where? To the downside. You understand? So with the market pushing to the downside, these are your correctional waves. This is how you should eat within this, guys. These are your correctional waves. And then, by the way, I'll be uploading a video regarding trends because some of you won't be able to identify these things because if you don't know how to identify trends. This is your impulse correction, your take profit where at the zone, take profit smashed. And what does the market do? Consolidate a lot. Then you have what? Our impulse and correction at the zone here. Then after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, also put the mobile phone check out. Check out social media. Yeah, as I was saying, guys, the market will do what? The market will create your big impulse and correction. And after that, what do you have? You have your take profit where at this zone. You just manipulate the market. The market is what it's gonna do. Always. Then you have your impulse again at this zone, your entry point breakout. Then you have this guy here also. And then what do we have? We have this guy here. Our take profit has been what? Smashed. Now we have that false breakout. Then what does the market do? It pushes to the outside. Now it needs to come back to this zone and then continue pushing to the outside, which means that, okay, what are we looking for? We're looking for something like this now. We're looking for a big correctional wave at this zone here. So the market might do what? Might push to the downside, come past the zone, and then after that, yeah, our take profit will be where at this zone, which means our TP will be what? Will be cheap. So yeah, guys, try to practice this thing. Try to practice this thing because it's where it's everywhere, even on your Dow Jones. It's stating. This thing is everywhere, guys. This thing is everywhere. You understand? If you come to M15 or any time frame, M15 is quite complicated. Let's come to H1. as you can see here, that okay, the market is moving on impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. You understand? You don't have to fight this thing. This thing of you paying mentors to learn simple things. You don't need a strategy to trade the market. You need pure price action. You understand? Impulse correction, impulse correction. You don't need to stress yourself. Impulse correction, impulse correction. You understand? You swing this trade. Look how it happens. Take profit hit, take profit hit. You swing along with it to the upside. You understand? Also here, this is your impulsive movement, correctional movement, our big impulse now. You understand? So yeah, those are the things that I wanted to introduce you guys within this video. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly don't forget to do what? Subscribe and yeah, like the video if you use a productive video. Let's even go to Nasdaq again. Our Nasdaq again. Look at this. It's simple. Do not stress yourself. Impulse, you have a correction where that's all. Impulse, you have a correction at the zone here. Then you have your what? Take profit here smashed. Then if you swing along with it, you can swing along with it. And then you have your what? Another correction here at this zone here. You have another correctional movement. Just look at the strong trend. Once it gives you a strong trend, that's what it's gonna do. Always. It's gonna always give you what? Your sells. You continue taking your buys, because of what? Those are your correctional movement. This is a strong buying momentum. You understand? As you can also see here, that okay, we have to the right of with that. This, as you can see, that okay, the market is also being what? Pushing to the downside. You understand? That's what we have in here. You understand? That's your breakout. You enter, take profit where? Here, take profit smashed. You understand? Even at this zone, if you were to go to a small time frame, you will identify a correctional wave here. This is the correctional wave that we have here. Then the market does what? Breaks and then take profit here. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll be uploading a video again regarding your trends after this one. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video.